everyone. I'm going to be going over workplace relationships and how to effectively communicate in this interpersonal relationship. So, workplace relationship is defined as any affiliation you have with a professional peer, supervisor, subordinate, or mentor can be considered a workplace relationship. Three dimensions to the workplace relationships are status, intimacy, and choice. The status is most organizations have a structured hierarchy in terms of who ranks higher and lower than others. Intimacy is some are strictly professional with interpersonal communications. Those are strictly work related concerns, and others become deeply personal. And the last one is your choice. So, the degree in which you are willing to engage with others in the workplace. So, you don't get to choose who you work with, but you do get to choose which coworker you befriend. So, the pros and cons. The pros of workplace relationships. It can enhance your professional skills through the insight of others and increase the speed in which you rise through the organizational hierarchy. They make work more enjoyable and the commitment to the organization, and they decrease staff turnover. The cons is workplace relationships can spread gossip and create cliques. They can also add additional stress to your lives. So, workplace relationships are also strongly influenced by each organizational's unique culture, network, climate, and technology. In the same way that different cultures have unique traditions, each workplace possesses a distinct set of beliefs regarding how things should be done and how people should behave. This is known as the organizational culture. The culture influences everything from job satisfaction to organizational commitment to serve quality and staff turnover. So, organizational culture has three sources that drive this. It's the workplace values, workplace norms, and workplace artifacts. Workplace values is the beliefs people share about work performance, dedication to the organization, and a coworker relationship. So, as your employees, for example, your employer for example, can stress the value of employee excellence and productivity. So, from workplace values, you create your workplace norms. The norms are the guidelines governing appropriate interpersonal communication and relationships. So, know your organization. Know if you're able to challenge authority versus strictly obey authority. And the last piece would be workplace artifacts. The objects and structures that define the organization is workplace artifacts includes anything from the physical layout to the workspace to the dress codes and even the motivational items such as the hallway posters urging you to always perform at your best. So when you join an organization, you are socialized into the culture through formal and informal encounters, which are established by coworkers. Just as each of us have social networks and acquaintance, friends, and family members linked through communication, workplace also has systems of communication links known as your organizational networks. The organizational networks are defined by three characteristics. The three characteristics are known for the network dynasty. The first is the nature of the information that flows through the network are diverse. In some parts of the network, participants exchange work-related information. For example, people in production may interact regularly with people in marketing to create the right advertising campaign for a new product. other parts of the network, participants share personal information, quote, the rumor mill, by which coworkers pass along gossip and speculate about one another's professional and personal lives. The second is the media and channels through which people and workplaces exchange information. This includes anything from face-to-face encounters, cell phone conversations, instant messaging, and email exchanges. The virtual networks are only those through email, social networking sites, Skype, and other online services. The virtual networks are increasing due to the option that some people have to telecommute. Telecommute is work from home and communicate with your coworkers via phone or computer. And the last piece of the network is how connected each member is to the network. So this varies from several factors. One of the factors may include job requirements. Some jobs simply don't allow much interaction between network members. The physical layout of the workspace, whether the network members are widely spread or clustered together, and the organizational culture. Some places encourage frequent interactions and others discourage it. So organizational networks come in many forms. Some are formally defined in the organization by the supervisor whom you report to, and others are informal. They're created by coworkers themselves. These are known as the workplace cliques. They emerge in dense networks of coworkers who share the same workplace values and life attributes. Within the workplace, several cliques may exist. A clique of the slackers are those who are known for doing minimum work. Another is the fast trackers. Those are the young workers, new ones who are ambitious to get the work done. And the old boys is a clique of longtime employees, and so forth. So workplace cliques educate new employees about whom they should trust and which they should belong to. They help people quickly assimilate into the organizational culture. The disadvantages of these cliques are that they might portray the wrong message of the organization. For example, they would encourage unethical workplace behavior, such as punching in a friend's time card to cover up their absence. So just two things to keep in mind about this would be, first is the private is public in the workplace, because all workplace relationships occur within the organizational network. We communicate and behave. What we communicate and how we behave will serve as material for discussion amongst the network of members. So presume everything you say and do will be shared throughout our organization. And second, the organizational network in which you belong can strongly determine the kinds of opportunities and obstacles you'll encounter as you advance in your career. Now we're on to organizational climate. So how would you describe your overall emotional tone to the place? Is the way it feels, is it supportive, warm and welcoming, detached, cool and unfriendly, or somewhere in between? So organizational climate is created primarily through interpersonal communication, the amount of trust, openness, and listening and supportiveness presented in an interaction between members. So the defensive climate is the environment of unfriendly, rigid, and unsupportive of workers' professional and personal needs. The supportive climate is the environment is warm, open, and supportive. So workers communicate honestly, collaborate on collaborate to solve problems, share credit, and and practice empathy, and encourage people to treat one another with respect despite the imbalance of power. So if you look at table A1, creating a supportive climate, this are key points. There's 6 of them. You encourage honest communication. You adapt to a flexible mindset. You collaborate rather than control. You describe challenges rather than assign the blame. And you offer concern rather than professional detachment. And the 6th would be you emphasize equality. So those are some key points to take for organizational climate. And my last bullet point would be the use of technology. So technology, the use of computer-based communication technology is now a standard within workplace. Everyone from executive to maintenance workers use texting, Twitter, and instant messaging to coordinate professional activities throughout the day. Email has replaced the written memos and much of the telephone and face-to-face interaction in corporate workplace. Email is the primary communication medium. Daily business cannot occur without it. So the advantages of over face-to-face interaction and phone interactions would be those when you need to make a complex decision making, requires input from multiple employees and some of who may be long distance. For example, you would be hosting a online meeting, live chat, or posting to a common site to ensure that more active and equal participation is taken than a face-to-face meeting. The biggest advantage of communication through technology in the workplace is that they're all connected, that it decreases the gossip in the break rooms, and that it's a leading way for employees to build interpersonal ties. The disadvantages would be that now with the online gaming apps and social networking sites, U.S. workers spend almost 2 hours a day cyber slacking, using their work computers to game, web surf, update Facebook and email and instant messages about personal interests and activities when they should be focused on the work task. So an example would be that companies lose an estimated $1 billion annually each March because of people tracking results of the NCAA men's basketball tournament while at work. Companies are working hard to stop cyber slacking by using programs and tracking employees' computer use, often without the employee's knowledge. So something to keep in mind is that you are not protected by using personal accounts rather than the company's account while cyber slacking. Court cases in which employees have sued employers for violation of privacy have upheld the right for companies to access private employees' accounts, arguing that employees do not have reasonable expectation of privacy when the employer's computers and when they're using the employer's computers and internet access. So here for technology, just a simple rule to remember is everything and anything you do on company computer is considered company property and you will be held accountable for it. Thank you.